This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is Not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit, Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
This is DeJay The Disaster and with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the
DeJay The Disaster.
DeJay The Disaster! How are you today, Disaster?
I am great.
And where can we find, where are you spreading Disaster next, event-wise?
Actually, I will be in Portage, Indiana, March 29th. At Decibels, 7 p.m., 21 and over. It's gonna be a crazy show.
And where can we find you on social media and your merchandise?
Facebook, DeJay The Disaster. That's DeJay The Disaster. Same with Instagram. My merchandise you can get on Brainbuster Tees. All you have to look up is DeJay The Disaster. And I got everything from hats to sweatpants and stickers and everything.
Perfect. And you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all her social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Alright, let's get into it. You are the PWR Women's Champion for over 1,400 days.
PRW, yep.
What is that, holding that record, kind of mean to you? Holding it for that championship for, more or less longer than Roman Reigns at this point.
So right now the record is 1,585 days, I believe. I love it. I love it. It means a lot because it means that, not only does the company have faith in me, but the fans have faith in me. And it's actually what keeps you going.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but PWR is your home promotion, right?
Yeah, it's Project Revolution Wrestling. I've been there for about 7 years. That's where I started, and that's where I'll be ending whenever I end.
And, correct me if I'm wrong here, but, this is your second reign as PWR Women's Champion. And, you are the first person to hold that championship 2 times, correct?
Women's champion, I am a 4-time women's champion there.
Okay.
I am a 2-time heavyweight champion there, but I'm the first woman to ever hold the heavyweight title.
Okay, so that's why I got things mixed up.
Yeah.
But what does that kind of mean to you, to hold their, heavyweight championship, for them to trust you and say, we're giving you, essentially to be the face of the company?
It means a lot. If it's one thing that I've always aspired to be is to be something that someone else could look up to. So like me being the first female to hold the heavyweight title there at that company, and like giving younger girls or girls that's in their 20s or whatever just something to look up to say like I can do it, because that's what China was to me. With China being the first the IC champion, in WWE, made me feel like I could do that, possibly do that one day, and then I did it. So it means a lot to me.
So it was kind of like a full circle moment, kind of, sort of.
Most definitely.
Now, one match that you had with Charlie Cruel. It was a three-way with Bailey Roberts, I should say. Obviously, Charlie, big respected name on the Indies. What was that experience like being in that match?
It was a good match. It was a good match. I didn't expect for it to be the way that it was, but it moved very fluently. Charlie is a little rough competitor. As small as she is, she is a tough competitor. But no, it was fun. It was all fun.
I mean, you do share a tag team partner in Alice Crowley, no?
Yes.
So was there some familiarity between you and Charlie Drew Crowley?
Just about. I mean, I think like, with Charlie, it was more or less like Alice was her somewhat like, person that she looked up to, and they rocked and rolled together, and then they started beefing. And with me and Alice, we rocked and rolled together from the get-go, and, pretty much had a solid tag team.
Alright. So, are you continuing rocking and rolling with Alice?
As long as they let me rock and roll with Alice Crowley.
Alright. Well, definitely a rock and roll match, to say the least.
Oh yeah.
You wrestled one Mickie Knuckles. Obviously, a big name on the independents. What was that experience like wrestling Auntie Mickie?
That is a very, very good question. Mickie was great, fun to work with. That doesn't mean that she would go light on you. So I probably got smacked more than I wanted to. But nah, she gave me one heck of a fight, and I'm actually grateful that I got to wrestle her. I learned some stuff from her, and especially with somebody who's been in the scene for about like 20 years or more, it's great to be able to learn and get to battle somebody of that stature. And especially with Mickie used to be in like TNA and everything like that. It just, she was someone that I grew up watching and idolizing. So to be able to face her one-on-one and actually be a part of somewhat of her career and history, it's a great feeling.
I mean, for sure.
Mm.
You could, correct me if I'm wrong here. But is Mickie like one of the hardest hitters you've been in the ring with?
As far as women, yes, yes. I mean, she gave me one hell of a go. I don't know. She put me in every move imaginable. So, but I like I said, she's one person that I actually am grateful for going against. She taught me a lot of things.
And I mean, shout out to Mickie, friend of the show as well.
Oh yeah, shout out Auntie Mickie.
Yeah, one of my most favorite and most inappropriate stories we've ever had on the entire show goes to Mickie.
Oh yeah, because we're not gonna talk about how in that match she took one of the ring hooks and she stuck it up my butt. It was a painful yeah. I had to fight through the rest of that match in pain. But I love her.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a very Mickie thing to do.
I mean, very much so.
I can imagine this wasn't a learning experience as well. You did some extra work for Impact Wrestling behind the scenes. Yes. Can you tell us about what you were doing and that experience working for TNA?
With TNA, it was mostly like security and production, setting up, tearing down, the ring and all the equipment. When it came to show days, it was mostly like security and doing, being security for the meet and greets and everything. And I got to meet a lot of great people. I made friends and who I still keep in contact with Jessica Havoc, Will Ospreay, Chris Bay, just people like that, Ace Austin, and it's like, I got to learn a lot of things, especially from Will Ospreay and Jessica Havoc. I got to learn a lot from. I got to pick up Trinity and Mickie James from the airport in my car, and got to pick their brains a little bit. So it was a really great experience. And as many times as they come to Chicago, I'll continue to keep, working for them.
I mean, I can't imagine, sharing a car with Trinity and Mickie James. I can't imagine the amount of knowledge you got, from that one car ride.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. And I think the one person I really, really like, not to say that, Trinity is like lower, but like somebody like with the stature of Mickie James, who's been in the business for as long as she has been and been in all these different companies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I really was like kind of starstruck and like I needed to know, I needed to pick her brain. With Trinity, it was more or less like I was picking her brain and, I was getting all the knowledge that I needed to get from her. But also she's very goofy, very silly too. So we just had a lot of laughs.
Anything interesting that sticks out in your mind that either of them said?
So they both gave me a little tidbit about how to make it in the business. And if it was one thing that I picked out from both of them was it don't matter how long a person has been in the business or how short of a time they've been in. if they give you some type of knowledge that makes sense, to always take it and run with it. It doesn't matter how long you've been in or how long they've been in. Everything is a learning process, and you never stop learning. So if there's something that you didn't know, and they know, and they've been in the business a shorter time than you still take that piece with you, and you still keep going. And it's something that I've taken with me.
Oh yeah. And I mean, you mentioned Will Ospreay. Did he call you bro?
All the time. All the time. We actually had on my Instagram, I have a picture of like me and him together or whatever. And before we took the picture, he was like, yeah, you my new bruh. And I was like, oh yeah. He was like, yeah. He's like, come on, let's take this picture, bro. So we took the picture together and everything, and then like, he was like, yeah, make sure you tag me in it. And I was like, I'm gonna tag you in it. He was like, no, you have to tag me in it and you have to follow me. I was like, I already follow you. He was like, well, tag me in it and I'll follow you back. He made good on his word.
And I mean, Jessica Havoc, low-key a name that doesn't get talked about more often. And I feel like a match between you and Jessica would be something for the history books. Have you talked to Jessica about that?
Oh yeah. The very last time we met up at TNA, I think was probably July of last year. And me and her discussed a match between us at a promotion that I work at, because they were looking into her, and she said she would be down for it. I feel like it'll be a very like hard hitting match, but it would also be like between two heavyweights, two hard hitting people. I feel like it'll be a great match.
Oh yeah, I kind of feel like that will be like kind of low key like a second match with Mickie, in a sense.
Oh yeah. Shout out to my big sister. That's my big sis right there. I love me some Jessica.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, obviously being backstage at Impact, I do have to ask, how was the catering?
Oh, it was great. It was great. They stayed with some real good food. If it was one thing that I like, I think a lot of the wrestlers there and a lot of us that was working there that stayed eating was the chicken. They had this like smothered chicken there, and it was so good, tender. And I think like some people came for like seconds and thirds, and I was like, oh, slow down. Yeah, their catering is great. They make sure that they cater from like some of the best places out in Chicago.
All right. Now you're making me hungry. Now, low key, you are a second generation wrestler. Your uncle is a pro wrestler as well, no?
Yes. Yes, he is. He used to wrestle with people like Dick the Bruiser, and he had passed away some years ago. But he wrestled with Dick the Bruiser. He wrestled with a lot of big names before they became like really big names. And yeah, so I mean, wrestling has been like a part of my family for years. Like everybody in my family sits and watches, and I think other than my uncle, I was the only one in my family to actually sit down and pursue it. So it was a little wrestling family. I mean, my cousin also wrestles, Damian Tyler, and my ex-husband he went by a whole bunch of names. He wrestled too, but his name now is Leo LaFleur. But so, and then I have like a lot of people who I actually grew up with. John Scrutch, me and him grew up together. We wrestled as kids, and we wrestled together in the same promotion now. So.
Now, your uncle, did you ever get to pick his brain about pro wrestling?
Just a bit that he can like remember, because I didn't like get into like come into his life until he was a bit older.
Okay.
But I did get to pick, his brain a bit, and he was one of the old school wrestlers. Like everything had to be very hard hitting, and it had to be old school. Like none of this new flippy dippy stuff. He couldn't stand it.
So basically, you're doing him proud.
Very much so. Very much so. Or at least I try.
You mentioned, obviously your cousins are pro wrestlers. Friend of the show, John Scrutch, even your ex-husband. It does seem like pro wrestling is very much a family affair for you. Does that help being in pro wrestling, having so many people that outside of pro wrestling, inside of pro wrestling?
I think I have like a lot more people that understand what I do. I don't have people who really judge what I do, and so with having so many people in my life that wrestle, it's it's a good thing, because I have people that I can sit and talk to about it. My now fiance also wrestles with me in the same company that I came up in. So it's like, I actually have people I can sit and talk wrestling with.
I mean, and obviously, John, like you said, kind of grew up, fans of wrestling together. Was it kind of a full circle moment to, go from kids, pretending to wrestle to, actually in the ring and have competitive matches against each other?
Oh yeah, I mean it was something like the very first time I actually got to get in that ring with John. Afterwards, I think we both like came out. We looked at each other, was like, man, we're actually doing this. Like I've always pictured myself being a wrestler. I never thought that I would actually pursue it, but I made it 10 times better to like be with somebody that like, I grew up with, and I knew like this is something we did as kids. So to actually come up in this business and learn from John, because John was already there like a year before me. So to kind of pick the brain and learn from John, and learn from my trainers and everything, it was actually like, it was a good feeling.
Did John ever take you to Red Lobster eventually?
He actually did. He did. He took me to Red Lobster. Let's see, what year was this? This was 2019.
I believe so.
Yeah, 2019 for my birthday.
All right, nice to conclude that promo.
Yeah, he actually took me to Red Lobster.
Another interesting name you've been in the ring with is the Woad. Obviously on I believe NWA TV right now. What was the experience wrestling her?
She was actually, she's a very humble person. She's very easy to work with. I actually loved working with the Woad. She's actually like another hard hitted person. Semi gave me the vibes of like me and Mickie. I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie. I was terrified because I have this thing where like if I don't know you, or like if you're somebody with the stature of the one that she holds, I feel like I have to do whatever I possibly can to put some type of lasting impression on her. And I can say I did that now. I can actually say I did that. But it was a great match. It was me and my fiance versus her and my trainer, and it was a great match.
Now you mentioned, having hard-hitting matches. I'm just curious, was the match with Mickie like the first hard-hitting match you had with another female competitor?
Yes. I think the only one that would actually go to those lengths with me, yeah.
And did that kind of get you more comfortable, having those types of matches with other female wrestlers, or?
Other wrestlers, period, yeah.
Okay. Well, one name. Yep.
I think I really took it up a notch. Mickie set that little stone for me, that little thing. But I think the most hard hitting one I've had was just before it was actually the match where I lost the heavyweight title from my company. Me and my trainer, me and him went 26 minutes, street fight, anything goes. I think I got hit with just about everything, and he got hit just about anything. But like, it made me get comfortable to that length, and I really have to say that match right there is one of my favorite.
Does it hit different of being in the ring with your trainer, considering they're the one you learned everything that you learned from?
Yeah, it does hit different. If it was one thing, and I talked to my trainer a little bit after it. If it's one thing that I had to prove, was that I had to prove him wrong. I had to prove him that I did pick up everything that he taught me, but also I had to prove to him that me being the only female in my company, at the time, and me being like the female wrestling the men in the company, that I would be able to hold my own against him. And I did.
All right. And how did you feel like your progression was? Was that kind of a good measuring stick for how far you came in your career, having that match with him? Considering he was the one that trained you.
Oh yeah. No. It showed me that I actually really did come a very long way from where I started, and just before I even got that heavyweight title, I felt like I was behind a lot of the people that I came up with, that I started with, my class. And having that match with him just proved to me how much I did come up, how much I did progress throughout the years. Because like 7 years ago, I wasn't the person that I am now. Or even 7 years ago, like I wasn't who I was when I faced Mickie Knuckles. And so I think it brought a lot of like, I guess you could say, like I gained a a sense of like confidence in myself. And so, yeah, I've seen a lot of change from then to now.
Right. I mean, at the beginning, you were here for the booze.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Now, anybody on the show that listens to the show knows that we are very much fans of the late great Tracy Smothers. Love us of some Tracy. You actually got to meet Tracy. Could you tell us about meeting the legend and what you kind of took away from that experience?
Oh yeah, Tracy was a great person. Right, he had a beautiful soul. Um, when I met him, it was right after a match I had. And he talked a little bit about, what I could do to progress and get better. But he did love my style, and he loved my personality and everything in the ring. And he wanted me to one day come and train and wrestle with him. And I told him, yeah, I was down for it, because this had to be like my second or third year into wrestling, and I told him I was down for it, and like sadly, he did pass away, but I actually, I didn't get to wrestle for him, and I didn't like get to train with him, but years after he passed away, I got to wrestle a student in Mickie Knuckles.
His daughter, essentially.
Yeah, essentially his daughter, yeah. So, I mean, I kind of still got my feel, for what I wanted. And it was great meeting him. Like, I couldn't wish for anything better.
Did you have a conversation with Mickie about Tracy?
Oh yeah, we always talk about Tracy. Yeah, we always have a conversation. Me and Mickie always talk about Tracy. When I first met Mickie, it was her giving me the rundown on how she wrestles, and if I didn't feel comfortable with anything, or if I didn't, if I got rattled a bit by a hit or something, like this is just how Tracy taught her, and stuff like that. And I told her, I was like, I'm not your average little prissy girl. I just, I could take the hits and I can give the hits back.
Now, like I said, we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
Oh, I forgot it.
Would you like me to spell it out for you?
Yes, sir.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail. 'Cause a Doug can't spell.
You're right. I was like, wait a minute, I forgot.
No, like I said, we love Tracy, and anytime I get the opportunity to talk about him, I absolutely take the opportunity because we're trying to keep the memory alive on the show.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I don't think there's no way that his memory will ever be forgotten.
For sure. But, you do have to, with a new generation, coming up, you do have to kind of keep reminding them, about the generation that came before them.
Yeah, you have to teach them.
Right. All right.
It's,
was you saying something?
no, I said that's for sure. That's for sure.
All right. I think it's time for DJ's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oof. Let's see. Okay. My first year, kind of like it was like a year and a half in. Me and a couple of my, fellow wrestling buddies, we were driving to St. Louis. And I have this thing where after shows sometimes I like to relax and drink a beer or take a shot or have a drink or whatever. And a lot of the people that I had rode with, they're like that too. They either like to drink before or after. And we got down there, and it so happened that Mr. Anderson was on the roster. So I wrestled in a battle royale, and after the battle royale, I like to go in the locker room, get unchanged, and then get in my regular clothes. But this day, I was one of the last four, and I had got beat down so bad that it was just when I got out, I was like, everything hurts, and I don't feel like taking anything off. So I just went straight back to the bar, and as I sit down, I feel somebody come right next to me and sit next to me, and I turn and I look, and it's Mr. Anderson. And he's in the main event, so he should be getting ready to go to get ready for his match at any time. So I'm sitting there, and then he looks at me, he goes, what type of woman you are? And I said, what does that mean? He's like, well, that, what you order depends on what type of woman you are. And he goes, that tells me if I can mess with you or not, if we can be friends or not. And I said, okay. He said, what you ordering? The first one is on me. I said, Jack and Coke. He said, oh, Jack and Coke, that's my drink. And so I said, okay. He was like, all right, first Jack and Coke is on me, and we're going to drink it together. So we drink it together. By the time I turn around, he's ordering another Jack and Coke for the both of us. And so we drink again. And then I look at him, and I'm like, hey, aren't you supposed to be going out there in 10 minutes to go wrestle? And he's like, motherfucking Mr. Anderson, I will do as I please. And I'm like, okay. So then he goes, all right, I need a Jack and Coke and I need a Jaeger bomb. And I looked at him and I was like, what are we doing here? He goes, you have to take this Jaeger bomb really quick, throw it back, and then drink majority of your Jack and Coke. And I'm like, this man is trying to kill me. So he's like, come on, you gotta see if you go catch up. I said, okay, cool. So I throw back the Jaeger bomb, I throw back, the Jack and Coke, and I turn around and I'm sitting there that burn hits your chest, and I'm like, it's putting hair on my chest. He looks at me, he goes, okay, you can keep up. And I look, and I hear one of the other wrestlers that I came with go, hey, Mr. Anderson, you got 5 minutes till you go on. He's like, all right. And he gets up, and as he gets up, I watch him stumble. And I'm like, oh my God, is he going to be able to wrestle like this? This man just tried to drink me under the table. And then he drunk before his match. I sit in the curtain, in the curtain area, and I'm watching him as he goes out there and wrestles. This man comes back, and then he's like, woo, I need another Jack and Coke. And I'm like, dude, what is going I mean, I could, and then he was like, yeah. He was like, let me buy you another Jack and Coke. I said, sir, I need to sober up so I can drive home. I can't do that. I don't even know how you just went out there buzzed like that wrestling. Not me. He was a fun person though.
Okay, that's definitely a very interesting and unique story, to say the least.
Yeah.
Alright, fantastic story. Another wrestler you had interaction with, is, obviously one of the legends of pro wrestling, and that is A1 Lita. Can you tell us about the cameo, she sent you?
Oh yeah. So for my 30th birthday, John, who I said, he's been my best friend since I was 8. He got me, a cameo from Lita, which is one of the second people that I look up to. One of the reasons why I wrestle, with China being number 1. So, he got it for me for my birthday, and she gave me some tidbits just the same as like I said, others have. Is you can never learn too much, and it doesn't matter who you learn from or how long they've been in the business. But also the greatest thing that made me feel good was that she actually said she took the time to look me up, and she watched some matches that I had. And she's like, "Oh, I think this is gonna be your year, and you're gonna be great. Just take everything that I'm telling you, and take everything that everybody else is telling you, and keep going." And I think that to hear somebody that's like your hero, somebody you look up to, say some stuff like that, it makes you want to be better and do better. And that year is when I won the heavyweight title, so I was I was great. I was like, oh yeah, it's my time.
That's incredible. Considering, even though, those cameos are personalized, they can be somewhat impersonal, depending on who you get them from. For her to actually, sit down and, throw your name into the Google machine, that's just incredible.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's something that I won't ever forget. I'm grateful for.
I mean, keeping up with, legends that, know you, Jazz followed you on Twitter.
Yes.
I mean, I can't imagine that's not a cool moment, no?
Oh, that's a great moment. Hey, I'm terrified of her, but I would love to have a match with her one day.
Have you considered going down to Dog Pound, in Texas, her school?
I definitely have. I've been considering going down there. I actually, March 13th, I'm supposed to be going to Kylene, Texas for a show.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking about either hitting there before I leave, or just like figuring out a way where I could come back and visit and try to train down there for like a day or two.
Do you know who you're wrestling in Texas?
I have. It's gonna be one of the guys.
Okay.
But they haven't told me who yet.
I don't want to say that's a shame, but the women in Texas, they have some great women wrestlers down there for sure.
And I want to be able to go to toe to toe with at least, if not all of them, all of them. I want to go with half of them or all of them.
I mean, when you talk about, hard-hitting women, the women in Texas definitely hit hard. From the ones that I've spoken to and the ones that they've wrestled as well.
Yeah. See, and that's something that I can appreciate.
Right. You definitely want
I
to
can
go up against SOS, Angel Blue, Anarchid, um, what is her name? Erica Torres, more of a UFC style, but yeah, she's a hard hitter as well.
See, and out of all those names, out of all those names that you said, a good half of them are recognizable to me. But I mean, like I said, I don't shy away from like any challenger or anything like that. I wouldn't mind going against any or all of them.
Hell yeah. We need to get DeJay The Disaster down into Texas.
Jazz to have Jazz look me up.
Alright. Now, can you tell us about your love of anime?
Oh my God, yes. I am a very big anime head. My favorite anime is Naruto, of course. It's not because it's like just the basic one. It's just because Naruto is like kind of like One Piece. It has a very long like storyline, and that's what wrestling is to me. Storylines is what capture my interest. It piques my interest. So with with Naruto, it had a storyline, and it's just it piqued my interest. My very first anime was Cowboy Bebop, though.
Oh yeah.
Greatest thing ever. Now I go from suspense all the way to romance, all the way to drama. It doesn't matter what type of anime it is. I will sit and I will watch it. It can be dubbed or it can be subbed. I will sit and watch it.
Well, you mentioned obviously Naruto. Favorite Naruto character?
Itachi all day. Itachi all day.
I mean, it's fitting. A heel likes a heel.
Very, very much so. Very much so.
Least favorite character?
In Naruto?
Yeah.
I don't want to start an argument with my fiance. Sakura.
Yeah. Get out of my room. Get out of my room.
Okay. Favorite arc?
Ooh, the pain arc.
The pain arc. Okay.
The pain arc is my favorite arc.
What was the question?
You know what the question was.
I want to hear how it was phrased.
My least favorite character.
Talking about people who didn't do nothing.
See, here we go. But the
Sakura saves
the pain.
You didn't do nothing.
The pain arc is my favorite arc. It has to be one of my favorite arcs. Between the pain arc and the Great Fourth Ninja War.
Okay. And what are you currently watching anime-wise?
Now?
Yeah.
I'm in between Solo Leveling and Shangri-La Frontier right now. Because they keep coming out with new episodes, so... And I'm trying to catch up with Shangri-La Frontier. But, yeah.
And how are you liking those?
Oh, I love it.
Alright. And what is something you have in the queue right now? I feel like anime fans always has something that they haven't watched yet that they need to watch but haven't got around to it.
Oh, there are a couple things. So I haven't watched all of Mashley right now. There's an anime that is called what is it? Because there are a couple in my queue right now. I actually got a book long full of my queue. There is my fiance. One of my fiance's favorite animes is Fruit Baskets.
Okay.
And I haven't gotten around to watching it, so that is definitely in there. And then there's another one that's called No Game No Life.
No Game No Life is good.
Yeah, I want to watch. And for some reason, Crunchyroll won't let me watch season 2 of it. I mean, not season 2, but the rest of season 1. But Akame got killed
because there is only one season.
No, I mean I'm in the middle of the first season, and there's a couple episodes that's not currently they I guess they not I don't know if they're not I forgot what they said, but it's they won't let me watch them. And I'm like, okay, well, if you're not going to let me watch them, that's okay.
Yeah, Crunchyroll can be very weird. Especially these last couple of... I don't even these last couple of months, the last year or so. And I mean, that is one of the reasons I don't partake in Crunchyroll anymore.
Well, I have that and High Dive, so I try to watch everything that I can.
Right. But definitely, No Game No Life is good. It was, the only disappointing part is that there is no season 2. So that kind of sucks.
See, it's like that with me for Devilman Crybaby. I mean, what is it? Yeah, Devilman Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Devilman Cry, something like that. But that it was all the way good all the way to the end of the season, and I was like, "There's no season 2? No."
Yeah.
Hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings a bit.
I completely get that because I just watched Berserk 97 on.
Oh my god.
And it was okay through the whole thing, but it felt like just when things were starting to get interesting and pick up, and the shit actually hit the fan, and then no, well, there's no. Okay, well, what happens with Griffin? What happens with Guts? No, we did not dub that. We did not animate those seasons, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Exactly.
And I mean, it's not there's a chance. I mean, it was made in 97. I mean, literally 25 years ago, over 25 years ago. So I mean, there's no chance of a season 2.
It's like that with this. I had breezed through this one anime, and it's called Yakuza's Fiancé, and it's really fucking interesting to me. And the way it ended pissed me off, and I'm like, "There's no season 2. When can we get a season 2?" They're like, oh, we don't know if they're gonna make a season 2. Oh, well, y'all are shitty animators. Cause why would you leave us on a cliffhanger like this?
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. But right now, I just finished Call of the Night. Um,
Ooh, yeah, that's one of the ones that's in my queue too.
the music is fantastic. Creepy Nuts definitely delivers on that.
Oh yeah, that's it. See, because I'm still trying to pick up episodes of Don. So yeah.
Dan's good. I don't agree with like it's the greatest of all time. Obviously I come from the Dragon Ball generation.
Exactly.
But I mean it was good. Episode 7's definitely going to throw you off, but in a good way. But Dan's good. And right now I'm watching Death Parade, and damn, 2 episodes in, and it's already a banger in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, anybody that I put on anime, I start them off with something that's light, and then I put them into all the gruesome shit.
Right.
I'm like, unless you can handle it, because if you can handle it, then I'll put you in the gruesome shit first. But usually I start them off like.
Yeah. You could start them on Hunter x Hunter because like it starts out really light and airy, but then it gets gruesome as you go down the line.
As you go, yep, yeah. So what I've been like starting the people that want to start anime, I've been either one on Demon Slayer,
yeah,
or My Hero Academia, or something like kind of funny, My Assassination Classroom.
And I haven't considered Assassination Classroom as a gateway anime, but definitely Demon Slayer, My Hero, for some Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Full Metal Alchemist as a gateway
At all.
anime.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that at all.
O3 or Brotherhood, they're both good.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright. Can you tell us about your tattoos and if they have any significant meaning to you?
Oh yeah. Let's see. I have altogether 37 tattoos. So most of them have meaning. All of them really have meaning, but most of them have significant meanings. I'm a Gemini, so you know what they say about Geminis, the two sides. So the way that I have my tattoos are my right side is like the bad side, you know, kind of dark, and then my left side is like everything that's light. So on my right side, I am a really big Harley Quinn Joker fan.
Okay.
And I drew out myself my own representation of a how do you put it, like dead, kind of like zombified Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Holding a decapitated Joker head, and that's what I have tattooed on my arm, like kind of on my bicep. I have like skulls and like a demon angel and all that on my left side, And then on my right side, that's on my right side, my bad. On my left side, I'm a video gamer. I love video games. So anything pertaining to Smash Bros, which is like one of my multiple favorite games. I have that tattooed on my arm. So like Paper Mario and Kirby and Pikachu and Zelda and Link and stuff like that. I also have my logo, my wrestling logo tattooed on my arm, on my left side. With the date that I started. And then I have a portrait of my grandma who passed away in 2003. I have her on my left arm too. So like everything on my left arm is significantly the things that really, really, really matter to me. And then before I even decided, because I started tattoos really young, and I didn't have a concept of what I wanted to do then. It wasn't until I got older that I had a concept of what I wanted to do with all my tattoos. So I do have like my mom and my dad and brother and sister tattooed on my right side, and like the tattoo of that me and John have matching. We have like a matching tattoo together. It's on my right side, but I never had a concept for what I wanted to do with my tattoos until after I got some of those done.
I got you.
But yeah, so my tattoos are basically the mixture of good and bad Gemini things.
What did it kind of mean to you to get your wrestling logo, you know, as a tattoo on you?
It's a reminder that wrestling is what saved me. I was going through a really, really, really tough time. And going through my divorce when I started wrestling. And so wrestling took me out of that slump that I was in. And that's where I met my now fiance, who was only my best friend then. Like we just got engaged last year. But I met my fiance. This is where I found out John was wrestling. And I met a whole lot of friends who hasn't really left my side since I started. They've always had my back, and whether I was right or wrong. So it means a lot for me to have it tattooed on my forearm. It gives me it reminds me that like no matter what I go through, or no matter how I go through it, that I can always get through it.
And they might not be your fiance after that Sakura crest, and I do I do apologize for that.
Yeah, I got a lot of making up to do.
I apologize.
No, see, this has always been a fight between me and my fiance.
You mentioned obviously Smash Brothers. Who's your go-to? Who's your Smash buddy?
Who's my main?
Yeah.
Would have to be between Fox and let's see, because I played a lot of Fox. I definitely play a lot of Fox. Yeah, so it would actually have to be between Fox and Pikachu.
And what's your favorite stage in Smash Bros?
It would have to be the stage with the cars.
Okay, so the Falco one of the Falco scenes.
Falco, yep.
Okay, cool.
Pisses me off, but it's one of my favorites. She sleep, Corey. Yeah, has to be one of my favorites.
Going back to tattoos, any plans for new ink in the future?
Yeah, actually, me and my fiance was talking about getting some matching tattoos together, and I got a couple that I need to get with my little sister.
All right. Hoping it's not a Sakura.
No. If anything, it's gonna be a Tachi.
I think it's a good time for the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
That is a good question. I would have to say, let's see. That is a good question. You got me with that one. Let's see.
Get out that good Spotify if you need to.
I would say. So one of them for sure would have to be "Pain" by 3 Doors Down.
Okay.
Another one would have to be. See, these are all 3 Doors Down songs because although I like rap and hip hop, I do like rock and roll too. I'm kind of a connoisseur of music, but all 3 songs would have to be. That's why I said that's kind of hard. All 3 would have to be from 3 Doors Down. The next one would be Kryptonite.
Okay.
And the last one, and this would probably be my ending credit song, my ending song, and it would have to be When I'm Gone by 3 Doors Down.
Okay. So we're getting 3 Doors Down to do the soundtrack.
Has to be something that has some feeling in it. You know, you gotta feel what I went through and how I, fought through it and everything else. You gotta have some feels.
Oh yeah. A solid 3 picks to say the least. Now that we have the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays you, and you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Yeah. Let's see who would play me. Either Jessica Havoc or Mama Mickie.
Hell yeah. Now, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
It would be my fiance, probably played by Sonny Kiss.
Okay.
John, who would probably be played by, what is the big guy in AEW's name?
Which one?
With the one with the fro. He got the little fro, like John.
Oh,
he kind of
Hobbs?
Yes.
Powerhouse Hobbs?
So, yep. So, Powerhouse Hobbs will play John. And Last one. Significant would probably be my mom. And I would have to give... That's hard. Because I ain't trying to call my mama old. Who would play my mom? I probably have my auntie play my mama. They look just alike.
Fair enough. Right.
Yeah.
This is sounding like a great movie. A blockbuster, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
And you could pre-order the tickets now.
Yes, you can. You got a whole lifetime to pre-order these tickets to be a part of DeJay The Disaster's movie.
On to a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
Oh, my God. I can't do it. I love pineapple. I love pizza. I just cannot. Now, I can do pineapple on ham. And I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's the sweetness of the ham. So the sweetness of the ham and the acidity of the pineapple and the sweetness of the pineapple goes together. But I'm not a big fan of tomatoes. I do not like tomatoes. So me just being able to eat pizza with tomato sauce on it by itself is amazing. I think that pineapple ruins it.
Okay, so we're definitely leaning more towards anti.
Yes, I cannot.
All right. What's your spirit Pokemon?
Ooh, Snorlax. All I want to do is sleep. All I am is tired.
Hell yeah.
I work all day and then I'm like, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep.
You and me both, pal. Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
If it gets the fans, it's the illusion is that I can do whatever and I can conquer whatever. And I will wrestle this Rock. And if I have to put this Rock over, I will.
All right. Glad to see that you're willing. Just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks. Yes.
Okay.
And he did not win that match either, so, yeah, putting the Rock over.
Jesus.
On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, hopefully, I'm making it in the big leagues. Hopefully, I would love to see myself in something like TNA or NXT. But if not, I will still be continuing wrestling. I give myself 6 to 7 years before I actually do retire. Body-wise, age-wise, injuries and everything that I've accumulated over the years. But in the next 5, hopefully, I'm somewhere big.
All right. And what is, if people wanted to go see a match of yours, what is a match you would show them that best shows off you as a pro wrestler?
So it would probably be one of the 2 that I mentioned before. It would be DeJay The Disaster versus Mickie Knuckles, or it will be DJ The Disaster versus John Francis.
Can we find those on YouTube?
Yes, you can.
Perfect. I will go. I will look on YouTube to grab those matches and put a link to them in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox, for anybody that hasn't seen them, wants to see them, wants to re-see them after this interview. And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom. This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Okay.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time?
China.
Worst wrestler?
Ooh. What is his name? The superhero.
Hurricane?
Yes, he is the worst to me.
Okay. You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Trish Stratus.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Beth Phoenix.
Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
life. Kayfabe is life.
We would have also accepted taste great on toast.
You know, does taste great on toast too.
Squash, vegetable or fruit?
Vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit.
Really? That's crazy.
Yes, it has seeds. Tomato logic.
It tastes nasty.
Okay. New Japan wrestler Tai Chi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
I would say biker shorts. So you would see just a little cuff of the butt, maybe. Just a little bit. Not everything showing. Can't everything be showing.
So like 1%.
Just 1%, just about, maybe 0.5.
0.5.
That's...
Alright. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
Yes, oddly yes.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, oddly yes. I had went to a supermarket to get some stuff, and I was wearing my wrestling shirt, my merch, and somebody was like, "Oh, well, you're a wrestling fan," and I'm like, "I am a wrestler. This is me." And it's like, "Oh, no shit." And I'm like, "Yeah." And so they asked me a take on Darby Allin and asked me if I would wrestle Darby Allin in a skateboard match in the supermarket, like pertaining to right then and there. And it was a anything goes street fight, pretty much. Would I do it? And I was like, yeah, it's Darby Allin. What the hell? Yeah, it was oddly, that is, oh wow. Yeah, that's oddly, yes, that did happen to me.
And there's the correct answer as well. And probably one of our better Darby Allin stories that we've had on the show as well.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
No problem.
Once again, can you tell us where we can find you on social media and your merchandise?
Yes. So on Facebook, you can find me at DeJay The Disaster. That's DeJay the, which is THE Disaster. That's on Facebook. The same with Instagram. It would be DeJay Disaster, spelt the same way. Even if you want my Snapchat would pretty much be the same because I have a Snapchat for my wrestling. So that would be DeJay Disaster. My merch, you can catch my merch on Brainbuster Tees. All you have to do is look up my name. Everything from stickers to hats to beanies to tank tops, t-shirts, sweaters, and sweatpants. They're all on there, every color, every size. Get you some DJ merch. Anything that you want to know about me, you can message me on Facebook or whatever. My YouTube is also DeJay The Disaster. That's where you can find majority of my matches. And if I don't have them specifically on my page, when you look up my name, they'll pop up on different other people's pages.
And you don't even have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all her social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Buy a damn shirt.
Yes.
Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment. But on YouTube and Castbox, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, but on Extra and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling with, you say entertainment, okay?
Alright.
For our special guest, DeJay The Disaster, Calico Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.